Now, of course, the big question doing the rounds at the moment is, are Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss going to be at this year's WrestleMania? Now, of course, we don't know the full ins and outs. This is just purely speculation in theory. But what we do know is, allegedly, Bray Wyatt is suffering from a physical issue, and we haven't seen Alexa Bliss on our WWE television screens since the Royal Rumble. Now, away from kayfabe, Lexi Cabrera, aka Alexa Bliss, had a cancer scare, and she had a lump removed, and we wish her, of course, the speediest of recoveries. I'm sure she'll be absolutely fine. That's all we know. But this is Bray Wyatt. This is the most cryptic man in WWE. And the whole Bray Wyatt storyline has been based off lies. If you go many months back, there was a promo that came up on screen on the Titantron, and it said, "He'll make fools of us all if you let him. A snake in a cage is still a snake." He lies, you know, everybody lies, the world is built on lies. So what if this was a swerve? That yes, behind the scenes there were some issues, but they're using that to their advantage to make the WrestleMania surprise more of a shock when it happens. And a lot of this doesn't make sense if you think about it logically, right? Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley had a feud where you think that would result in a WrestleMania matchup. Bobby is desperate to fight Brock, but he didn't get Brock. Instead, he, seemingly for the short term, got Bray instead. Now, the dirt sheets were very quick to jump on the fact that Brock Lesnar refused allegedly to work with Bray Wyatt, and that was blown way out of proportion, made to believe that Bobby was just the backup. Now, if you think of MVP, MVP's mission is to get the Hurt Business back, but he's alongside Omos, taking on Brock Lesnar in what seems like a very underwhelming match. Now, add on top of that the fact that Randy Orton is waiting in the wings also. What if things changed because Orton was ready and could be back quicker than they expected, therefore they had to U-turn on the whole Bobby Lashley, Bray Wyatt situation? Something doesn't smell right. And of course, addressing the obvious elephant in the room, if Bray Wyatt is legitimately ill, we wish him the speediest of recoveries, and don't come back until you're 100% ready. Your family and your health is far more important than entertaining us WWE fans. But this is Bray, and what if there's some form of swerve involved? Now, I truly believe, and I believe to this day, the plan since Bray Wyatt returned was for the return or evolution of The Fiend and something more. And what I mean by that is Bray Wyatt is constantly reinventing himself. To bring back The Fiend in its original form would get a huge pop, of course it would. However, I just think there's going to be something more. And yes, I believe this is going to be in sync with Alexa Bliss. If we see Bray, we're going to see Alexa and vice versa. And I truly believe we're going to see both of them at WrestleMania, but we're going to see something that we never saw coming. Now, I'm not guaranteeing a faction angle, the Wyatt Six becoming a faction, but I find it very suspect that Joseph Rudd, aka Eric Redbeard, Vincent and Dutch have been all posting cryptic tweets as of late. I believe this is part of, potentially, the Bray Wyatt storyline. And we might see this Wyatt Six unfold in front of our very own eyes. Now, Bray Wyatt doesn't need to wrestle to deliver this storyline on the grandest stage of them all. And once, say, he returns The Fiend, for example, or debuts a faction, and then you got the reset because things have come full circle, things have evolved, and you can then have Bray back on our screens wrestling way more because you've got multiple personas to do that. Previous, it was the Firefly Funhouse Bray and The Fiend, and we, as a result, saw The Fiend overexposed. But now you've got the Eater of Worlds, Uncle Howdy, and you've got The Fiend, potentially, him, and so you've got a lot more variety there. And The Fiend can be used as a special attraction only maybe at premium events, for example. But what way, better way for things to come full circle than to have an interaction between Bobby Lashley and LA Knight? I find it very suspect that all of a sudden there's this battle royal and the two main faces in the middle of that poster are Bobby Lashley and LA Knight. We saw the Bray Wyatt logo appear in the background last week on SmackDown before LA Knight confronted Rey Mysterio. And I don't think that's any coincidence. We know the history between LA Knight and Bray Wyatt. And what if they had to pivot slightly, and now we're going to get some sort of uncertain finish in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal match, maybe between Bobby and LA Knight, and then we get Bobby Lashley and LA Knight at WrestleMania, and that's when you can cue for Bray Wyatt to get involved in that match, post-match potentially. And you've also got to remember that there was such a shock reaction when Bray Wyatt missed the house show. The dirt sheets went nuts. There were rumours that Bray Wyatt was going to be leaving WWE, which is absolutely ridiculous, that in the end Triple H, Bray Wyatt just went with it and thought, hang on a minute, we can work this into the angle so that the surprise, the shock that we see at WrestleMania is even more outstanding than it was ever going to be, because we just truly didn't even know whether Bray Wyatt was going to be there or not. But I truly believe, as a pure Bray Wyatt fan, that we will see him at WrestleMania. We will see Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania. Those two will always be connected, and they both said that in separate interviews. And I truly believe this is things coming full circle. As always, thank you so much for watching the video. It'd be very much appreciated if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. And as always, of course, get down in the comments section. Do you think we'll see Bray Wyatt or Alexa Bliss, or both of them, at WrestleMania? And I'll catch you in the next one.